quickly highlight about the TCM or the traditional Chinese medicine physiology about the function of the hepatic system or the hepatic organ. So normally the biggest internal organ in our body to be known as a liver, we all know about it. It stores the blood, maximum it stores the blood in our body. So because all the organs require the blood, but maximum storage capacity to be taken place by the liver organ. At the same time the blood can be controlled by the spleen organ. Whereas in the maximum amount of the blood is distributed across the body whenever the blood is required to any internal organ, any specific part of the body. So you understand when the person doesn't have the proper flow to the particular region, that indicating the liver is not distributing, because liver having the energy to scattering the energy or the distributing the energy across the body. So there are the few meridians or the organs having the various direction of the chi flow, whereas in this is giving all the direction of the energy flow to be taken place precisely by the hepatic organ. It is the master organ in our body. At the same time it controls the sinews. Sinews or tendons or the ligaments, cartilages, all are connected to the hard connective tissues to be known as a sinews. So that to be regulated, because the muscles are essential to promote to the tendon. Tendon is essential to promote to the cartilage. Cartilage is essential to promote to the protect to the bone system. When the bones are strong and there is stamina, the periosteum, the bone marrow, internally, externally, yellow bone marrow, white bone marrow, so you understand, red bone marrow, all will be very strong. That means the raw material of the stem cells also will be strong in our body. So that will be precisely taken care by the hepatic organ. At the same time it regulates the free flow of the chi in our body. So as I mentioned, so because anywhere there is a stenosis, blockages, obstruction, or kind of the barrier is there that could not able to reach their respective destinations. So any in terms of the energy or in terms of the organ chi or the su is nothing but is the blood, so that gets slightly obstruction, which leads to the various illnesses in our body. So that free flow to be taken place, when the person is freely stretching to be taken place without any pain, the person is the painful obstructive syndromes, that to be known as a POS. So that related to the majorly, according to the traditional Chinese medicine, the pain or any kind of the diseases origin by the wind, origin by the wood, origin by the liver. So therefore liver is good, then all the internal organ will be as the monarch of all the internal organs to be known as a cardiac system or the heart. At the same time liver also is the great role, so to be taken care for the distribution of the energy. How the aorta is pushing from the left ventricle to the across the body, in the similar way to heart supplying the blood through the hepatic organ. That's the reason liver is mother for the cardiac system. Liver is mother for all the internal organs most of the times. So that's the reason anything the wind kind of the pain is causing anywhere in the body, that indicating the liver is not distributing the precise energy. Due to that reason the improper smooth flow of the chi, nothing but is the POS, painful obstructive syndromes. Further it opens into the eyes. So of course it is opening into the eyes, then you understand the eyes are the portal of the liver. Eyes are the portal of the liver, right? So this is indicating when the person is having the short sights or long sights as a myopia. So that kind of the less than 40 to 50 years, that means less than 50 years, the person without having the much complication like autoimmune diseases or something related to the lifestyle disorders like diabetes mellitus, hypertension, if apart from that much, if the person is mild to moderate having the problem, so that indicating it is connected to the liver is not precisely strengthening to the vision system, because when we look at about the interior energy pathways, so that pathway is communicating to the top of the vertex of the head through the eye system. So therefore the liver energy is terminated on the sixth intercostal space, but at the same time that goes to the interior energy pathways to communicating to the cardiac system, and then on the cheek muscles, that through that it goes to the vision. From the vision it ascends upward direction through the Qingming and communicating to the top of the vertex of the head, that point to be known as a Pai Hui DU20. So that's the reason vision related problem also can be regulated and activated when the person is, of course, the retina related problem, or there is some kind of the bleeding disorders, hemorrhages in the vision system, the macular degeneration, or the optic atrophy syndrome, or there is some kind of the retina complications, the aqueous humor, there is some kind of the vitreous humor is not precisely is there, that time also this will supplement to that eye system. No doubt when the person you just visit to the ophthalmologist and sometimes is a much more complication, that particular time how we can able to minimize the complications, that conditions also definitely this will be supportive for the treatment related to this particular illnesses. At the same time the vision related problem, we all know only treating for the liver system, that's not precisely good, where we need to do the activation. So where the visual cortex of the brain, there are the two visual cortex are there in our brain system, where on the anterior portion of the forebrain on this prefrontal cortex region, at the same time in the occipital region, especially on this particular region where exactly we call as a mastoid process on the central anterior posterior midline. So that particular area, occipital region, which is communicating to the macula, which is communicating to the visual cortex of the brain, which is reaching the images to the eye system. So that is really important when the person is suffering for the cornea thickness is more. So that time this will not much helpful, but however it is the very mild to moderate, there are the problems are there, that particular situation definitely this will be added advantage to the patient once they keep doing the same some kind of the pressure on the liver meridian points, that will be precisely helpful to treat for the vision related aspects. Now let me see about the manifestation of the nails. Nails also to be known as a, according to the TCM, this is the sinews. How the sinews is the tendons or the soft bones are there, in the similar way this also kind of the sinews. So that means no doubt it is the dead tissues, so which is terminating on the terminal fingers, so that anything connected to the nails problem which leads to the cracks related issues or some kind of the fungal infection or some kind of the going discoloration of the nails or the blue color cyanosis kind of the nails, or sometimes the nails goes inward towards the skin deeper level, anything connected to that, most of the times we understand the liver is manifesting on the nails. So therefore when the nails get discoloration or some changes, the growth is not much or the growth is overgrowth or there is some kind of the cracks are coming over there, so then it is indicating connected to the hepatic organelles deficiency or the hyperactivity which leads to the nails issues as well. Now let me see, it controls the negative emotions, right? It controls the negative emotions. Of course when the person is, as I told you, the positive thinking to be taken place precisely. When the positive thinking to be taken place, then you understand, of course the liver and then gallbladder is major role. As I told you, the gallbladder is very much essential for what indication? The person need to think something is an innovative level, or the person wanted to make as a in the different level of thinking. So that means the novel thinking or the thinking capacity to be elevated, so that person is, yes, awesome. At the same time, gallbladder will create the decision, take, or we call as the creative thinking. At the same time, the small intestine taking part for the judgment of the decision in the respect of whether it is right or wrong to be taken place. When the liver also taking care of our positive emotions, precisely when we understand this, the excessive energy in the liver organ which leads to the anger and then irritation sometimes, then you understand the anger and irritation is related to the emotion, is a negative emotion, is not the positive emotion. So therefore that negative emotions which leads any negative emotions, you take it down, will see, let's see, I will try, I will come,